One of the cooler decks from the World Championships which finished last weekend was this Regigigas deck played by Pablo Meza. This came 17th in the World Championships, one place off of a top 16 position, and frankly I think it was the most interesting, successful deck at the tournament. We can talk about Packer, we can talk about Arceus and Flying Pikachu, we can even talk about Mew VMAX, but this is actually interesting. We featured it on the channel before, but let's talk about it again, just in case you have missed it. It all revolves around this Regigigas. It has the Ancient Wisdom ability, which allows you to accelerate a ton of energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon. Let me explain how it's going to do that. Once during your turn, if you have a Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regieleki, and Regidrago in the field of play, then you can attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. That means that we can power up some incredibly powerful attackers like Regigigas itself. For 5 energy, it has the attack Gigaton Break. It deals 150 damage, plus if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon VMAX, it deals an extra 150. That's 300 damage for a single prize attacker, and its attack is just so good. And with Choice Belt, it's going to knock out everything in the game, even a Mew VMAX with Oricorio in play. Very, very strong. Now, Regigigas on its own is not obviously going to be able to do the job. You need one of each of the other Regis in play to get this ability working, and frankly, there are a ton of really good Regis available to us. We'll talk about Regidrago first. It has the ability Dragon's Horde. When it's in the active position, you can draw until you have 4 cards in your hand. That is a super useful ability to give yourself some extra consistency, but you can only use that ability once in a turn, so you need to be careful that you don't go for a second one. It's not going to work out. It also has the Giant Fangs attack for 160 damage for a Grass, a Fire, and a Colorless energy. We can easily meet the attack cost using Aurora energy, which obviously fulfills any energy type. And Regidrago is using the highest amount of base damage that we have. So 160 is the highest amount of base damage that's available to us. The rest of it all has conditions. So if you want to hit just really, really strong, Regidrago is the way to go. Regirock is also relatively interesting. It's a fighting type Pokemon, so that means it's going to be hitting into decks like Arceus V-Star and Blissey V for weakness. Double fighting colorless. It has Giga Impact, 140 damage, very, very strong, and then your opponent can't, then your Pokemon can't attack next turn. That's okay. Your Regirock can't attack. That's fine, because usually you've taken 2 prizes on an Arceus if they don't have a big charm. So very, very useful. We also have Regieleki. This one's actually not from the same set as all of the other Regis. It's from an earlier set. I think it's Evolving Skies. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But the reason we have this is for the Terra Spark attack. 2 lightning and a colorless deals 120 damage. Plus then we deal 40 damage to 2 of our opponent's benched Pokemon. If we add a Choice Belt, then we're dealing 150, and we're knocking out in one hit Palkia V-Star, the best deck in the game. So Regieleki, very, very strong in that matchup. We also have Registeel, which does 220 damage, minus 50 for every colorless in the attack cost, in the retreat cost of your opponent. Most Pokemon have 2 retreats, so you're probably looking at about 120 here. Although to be fair, I did say that Regidrago has the highest base number. Technically, I'm wrong. What are you gonna do? Sue me. We also have Regice as our final Regi. Blizzard Bind is a 100 damage attack for 2 water and a colorless. And if your opponent's defending Pokemon is a V, then it cannot attack next turn, which is very useful. There will be some situations where you can throw a Regice into the active, force your opponent to miss a turn, and then try and take a knockout with something else. All very, very useful attackers in their own right, but obviously it's going to depend on what matchup you're playing in as to which attacker you actually want to use. A couple of other interesting cards that we have in the deck, and I think this one is really, really nice. Energy Loto to find all of these special energies that we play. We play Aurora, Capture, Speed, Lightning, and Twin Energy. Energy Loto can find all of those. We look at the top 7 cards of our deck and then take a energy card from there and put it into our hand. Very, very nice. And another card that I think is really, really cool is PokéStop from our Pokemon Go set. This is probably one of the better cards that's come out of it. Well, not probably, definitely. In fact, the only other card that I can think of is actually really good is Charizard at the moment, so I'm just gonna... I think that's it. Anyway, once during your turn, both players, obviously, because it's a stadium, so your opponent can use it, but you can activate this stadium and choose to discard the top 3 cards from your deck. If you discard any items that way, then you can put them into your hand instead. Now, that sounds like a really bad thing. I mean, what's going to happen? You're going to discard supporters. You're going to discard Pokemon. You're going to discard energy. It's going to happen, but we play 4 copies of Ordinary Rods. If any Pokemon go into the discard pile, it's not a problem. We can get them back. Quite frankly, thanks to Regigigas, we want the energy in the discard pile anyway, so it's not a problem at all. And finally, one last card that we play a lot of, not Aurora Energy, you can tell that I've not done this in a while, is Choice Belt. We play 4 copies of this card. Dealing an extra 30 damage is incredibly important in almost every matchup that we play, and since we are going to be able to search these out relatively easily with PokéStop, we can afford to play a big count of Choice Belts to add an extra 30 to our Regigigas to knock out Mew, an extra 30 to our Regirock to knock out Arceus, or an extra 30 to Regieleki to knock out Palkia. Frankly, this deck is a very, very fun time. If you want to hear how Pablo did in his tournament, I've linked down below his tournament report. I would 100% recommend going and having a watch of that. It's very interesting to hear from a very top player's perspective how to play one of the best decks in the format. Let's jump across onto the ladder and see if we can't get ourselves a couple of games with Regidrago Regigigas. Reginald Gigas is back. Alright, let's see if we can't get a game here. Well, to be fair, we are going to get a game. Based on some feedback from 2 months ago, I'm going to try and play this up against a deck that I know is going to be good. So we've got our friend Jordan over on the other side of the field, and we're going to play against Palkia. And this is a deck that Pablo would have seen many times in his run in the World Championships. In fact, it's the deck that I played when I played in Worlds not 2 weeks ago. Palkia, very, very strong, but we have Regieleki in our hand. We're gonna be able to get some knockouts, I am sure. So we'll see if we can't do it. Hopefully, our deck functions. Hey, listen, we might even be in a position where we might be able to get a big turn 1 here. We're going to Ultra Ball and grab ourselves a Regigigas. We'll chuck that down onto the bench. And we have Regidrago here too as well. We can Dragon's Horde for a couple of cards and hopefully find... Oh my goodness. Why, that's quite incredible. Let's quick ball away the Aurora Energy here. We will grab a Registeel, I suppose. Just one of the other Regis that we need. We can scoop up the Regidrago, and I am going to try... I'm going to try and get a Regieleki attack off this turn. We will Marnie. We are looking for... We've got an Aurora Energy here. That's pretty good. We'll see whether we can get anything off of this heavy ball. We've got the Regice. Okay, I think that as long as... Oh, we didn't get anything off the PokéStop. I was about to say, as long as we get a quick ball off the PokéStop, we should be fine. We would have actually had the knockout. Oh my god, okay. We would have had the knockout. It's fine. We'll throw down Regice. We will Aurora Energy into the active. I'm going to discard the... Let's discard, what, the Scoop Up Net, maybe? We kind of want to hold the Twin so we can attack again. We'll discard the Scoop Up Net and then Static Shock into the Palkia. You can see how strong Regigigas is, this Regi deck. For the fact we almost knocked out a Palkia on turn 1 going second. We needed one more card. We needed one more Pokemon and we would have got there. But, hey, it wasn't to be this time. Also, hello. Hello, everyone. Been a long time. I haven't made a video in a very, very long time. I've been very focused on Worlds, but also quite burnt out on Pokemon at the same time. So, since you're all here and you're all watching, which I appreciate, thank you very much, leave a like to the stuff, I will very quickly give you a rundown of what's been going on with me and why I haven't posted in like 2 months. Well, first of all, it started off with testing for Worlds. I wanted to focus because Worlds isn't something that comes around all the time, and as we know from the last few years, We haven't had Worlds, and I wanted to do as well as I possibly could. Now, in the end, I did okay. I won 4 games, I think, on day 1, which is perfectly acceptable. Like, it's an amount of games that I'm happy with. I went positive, so that's a win. But the real key was I just didn't necessarily want to make videos on decks that I didn't think were any good. And one of the things that I had been doing a lot of, and I have done a lot of in the past, is I've made videos about decks that are cool, and then midway through a set, I feel like I'm just making really, really bad stuff. So I didn't want to put anything out, and then by the time I kind of got it together, I was playing Pokemon and we're testing for Worlds, and it was all over the place. So I have decided that I'm only going to make videos on things that I think are cool. It's as simple as that. If I think the deck is interesting, I will play it. But yeah, I have to think it's interesting, and that's the key. Is I have to actually keep the game interesting for myself. So we will hopefully see more uploads. I'm gonna try and get 3 out a week. I'm definitely putting one out this Friday, and it's going to be something really, really cool. Lost Origin deck that I'm very excited about playing, but I'm only going to put decks out that I think are actually good, because, like, that I actually enjoy playing. So it doesn't have to be good. Like, I'd happily play Ambipom, because it flips coins and is cool, but I actually have to think that the deck is cool. So we'll see how we go. It's our turn, and we've got ourselves a couple of playable cards, which I like. We're going to throw down the Regigigas, and then we're going to Dragon's Horde. We'll see if we can't get a knockout on this Palkia. I mean, if we can't get a Palkia knockout on this hand, then I don't know what we're doing here. Let's quick ball away the boss's orders. We will grab the Regirock. We have all the Regis in play, and we also have Cynthia's Ambition. We're going to draw 8 fresh cards here, and all we need is a Scoop Up Net. All we need off the PokéStop is a Scoop Up Net. There's 2 left in the deck. Surely you'd think that we'd be able to get it. Okay, we didn't get it. Energy Loto, I guess, is the next one. Speed Lightning Energy we can attach. That's fine. We can attach Speed Lightning and draw some cards. We can't attach Speed Lightning because I attached the Twin Energy to it. Okay, it's fine. This is fine. We will discard a Ordinary Rod and a Regice. Grab the Registeel. And then we will, probably should have discarded an Aurora Energy, to be honest, there, instead of the Ordinary Rod. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to Ancient Wisdom, and we are going to attach 3 energy to the Regidrago in the active, and attack into this Palkia again. Which I'm not happy about. But we are playing a single prize deck, so it doesn't actually matter, right? We will be able to come back at some point, as long as we can take a one-shot with Regieleki. The issue that I'm going to find myself in, though, is that I've accidentally, well, not accidentally, but I've discarded Ordinary Rods, and I didn't need to. So we've only got, like, a certain amount of Regis left. But it's okay. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's going to be fine. How have you been, by the way? I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages. It's because I haven't. Because of the aforementioned big long break that I took. You might notice as well that the membership tiers have changed. I have ambitiously changed the rewards. Since no one was using them, I figured that I would try and mix them up a little bit, so that I might do better by you. And I've very, very optimistically said that if you join the Royal Sableyes tier, which is $15 a month, which is a lot of money, it's frankly a preposterous amount of money, that I'll give you some sort of code for, like, I don't know, something. I'm sure we'll give you a code for something. If you've got an idea, it says merchandise discount, but I don't have any merchandise. Should I sell merchandise? Should I get, like, a sponsorship with, like, a company and give you a code there? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, we're playing, and now I need to find another Regidrago. So let's chuck one of them back into the deck. I'm also going to put Regieleki back in. I'm kind of hopeful that we can just, like, Speed Lightning or something into it. There we go. Quick Ball's fine off of the PokéStop. That's fine. Well, Quick Ball, I'm going to get rid of the Aurora Energy that I should have got rid of last time. Grab Regidrago, and now at least we can attack with Regigigas if we want to. The question is, do we want to attack into the Palkia, or do we want to take a knockout on that benched Drizzile? I'm actually quite afraid of that Drizzile. Eventually, this Palkia in the active is going to need to attack, but that's okay. We're going to attach a Twin and a Capture Energy. We actually don't need that Aurora. Let's put that back in the discard pile to our Regigigas. We're going to get all those energies on there. It seems pretty strong. And I want to knock that Drizzile out. I don't know why, but I feel like I win the game. I can probably just take the knockout, right? I can just take the knockout. I feel like I can win the game if I knock this Drizzile out. So let's just take the knockout. We'll get Gigaton Break here. We'll hope that he doesn't go for the Gust onto Regieleki. If he does, it doesn't matter. We have our Regigigas in the active. If he knocks the Regigigas out, then we have another Regigigas in hand. So we can promote something that isn't Regieleki, power up the active, attach a Speed Lightning Energy to Regieleki, and then go from there. I think this is a better plan. Although the issue is we are running out of time. Because what's going to happen, at some point, we are going to get Roxanne. And it will probably be next turn. So we need to set up as much as we can, because we are going to get Roxanne, and we need to hope that we don't get absolutely destroyed by it. So we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Oh no, I'm very tired. I'm very tired. Also, got school holidays coming up in about 3 weeks, so you never know, we might get a few videos there. There's lots of things that I want to do. I want to play really well in the next format as well. There's a new format happening. There's new tournaments happening. It's a new World season. I already have 40 points for Worlds in Yokohama, which is very exciting, because I managed to top 128 the London Open, which is super, super cool. So hopefully we can see some more success next year, but I'm not holding my breath. There's the knockout into the active Reginald Gigas. So now we promote the Regidrago and hope for the Regibesto. A Marnie there seems pretty good. Let's play down a Regigigas though. We can use our Speed Lightning Energy onto the Regieleki, as I mentioned. Draw a couple of cards. I like that. I like the Ordinary Rod as well. We could put cards back, but to be honest, I don't think we need to right now. I'm going to put 3 energy onto the Regidrago in the active. And then I think... what's the best choice here? We only have 7 cards left in our deck. We've got 2 rods, we've got 2 Scoop Up Nets. I think we might just hold here. If we do get Roxanne, then that'll suck, but we've got plenty of supporters. Let's just Marnie now to make it as hard as possible for our opponent to use Roxanne. They probably will get it, but that's okay. We'll just play it and hope for the best. Regieleki and Speed Lightning in hand is very good. Let's use our Regidrago to take 2 prizes here. We'll grab 2 cards, and we're going to need to hope that we don't get Roxanne. If we do get Roxanne, then that's obviously not great, but it's going to be fine, because they won't Roxanne, so it's not a problem. They certainly won't Roxanne and Path and stop us from using PokéStop. That won't happen. They certainly won't... well, they can't Roxanne and Gust. I know for a fact that this list is not playing cross-switcher, so it's unlikely that they will be able to do that. But yeah, I'm feeling like we should be in a good enough spot, like an okay spot, like not a terrible one. Not a terrible... I hope that we're not in a terrible one. We could just get Roxanne here and lose the game. But we might also not. We might also not. So that's also an option. Here's the Drizzile. Okay, so we are going to get Roxanne, and that's a little bit frustrating, but we will be drawing 2 cards out of, what, 9, 7, 16 cards? Lots of them are supporters. Lots of them are supporters. One of them's a PokéStop, maybe? We should be fine. Oh, man. I've forgotten how to not yawn on video. Sorry, everyone. I'm very sorry for this. This is very, very awkward for me. There's the Roxanne. Okay, so we're getting Roxanne. Let's see what we draw into. Give me a supporter. 1 draw supporter. Speed Lightning Energy, also fine. Double Scoop Up Net is not the card that I was hoping for. But it's not terrible. Like, it's suboptimal, but it's not horrific. Okay, so Oh, top decking the Marnie's okay. Well, in that case, we're probably just going to scoop up the Regigigas. So essentially, I put the Regi in the active, hoping that maybe I could like PokéStop into a quick ball or something like that. But you know what? It's fine. It's a-okay. We're just going to Marnie. Just going to draw some more cards, and hopefully one of those cards is a Regidrago. It wasn't a Regidrago. We do have speed lightning energy though. Okay, problems. We've got the knockout. We're going to PokéStop. We're going to just, okay, get rid of a whole bunch of cards that we wanted instead. That's fine. Terra Spark. I'll take the knockout. Ping a couple of things here. Doesn't actually matter. Alright, now we're in a position where we've taken the prizes. We've got the attackers. We just need one Ordinary Rod and one Choice Belt next turn. We've got 2 Choice Belts in our hand. Our opponent is not likely to Roxanne again. We have 1 Scoop Up Net left. We have at least 1 Ordinary Rod left. We've got all the cards that we need to be successful, as long as our hand stays the same. I think we should be able to win. So essentially what's going to happen here, we are going to get knocked out. We've got 1 Regieleki left in deck, so we can quick ball for that. We need to find Ordinary Rod. We can use PokéStop to get an Ordinary Rod as long as there is 1 left in the deck. And then if that happens, we have all the cards that we need. We just need to get the Scoop Up and the Ordinary Rod, which we guarantee off of Pokemon Stop. I think we are going to win. I think we have beaten Palkia with Regigigas, even after we had 2 really awkward turns where we didn't take a knockout. We attacked into a Palkia 3 times. 3 individual times. There's a path. We have PokéStop in our hand. It's not a problem. There's a knockout. Okay. Now we'll see how good at the game I am. Let's just hope that all the gang is here. Chuck the Regigigas into the active. We can top deck the Ordinary Rod. Okay, that's pretty good. To be honest, that's probably just the game right there. So we can just Ordinary Rod, grab the Regieleki, grab the Regidrago. We are now guaranteed, no matter what happens, as long as there's a Scoop Up Net left in the deck, which we know that there is, we can get this Regieleki. We can then use, I mean, we've got PokéStop, so we can throw that down as well as the Choice Belt. And then we can just research into all the cards that we have left over in our deck. There's a Regidrago there, there's a Scoop Up there. Everything has worked perfectly. We get 3 energies, we chuck them down on the Regieleki, and then, once all the animations are finished, we will be able to use Terra Spark for knockout into this Palkia V-Star and take our last prize for the game. Hey Pablo, turns out Regigigas is very, very good. You should probably play it at Worlds, I reckon. Now, I'm not going to go overboard. I'm not going to make this video too long. I appreciate you sticking by me in that long... it's become a bit of a habit, long gaps. But that's okay. I'm back for at least 1 video. We'll see how we go. Thank you for sticking with me. If you were a member, your name's over here. I really appreciate you all sticking by. You might not be a member anymore, and that's okay. I'm going to leave you up there. It's not a problem. It's literally no skin off my back. In fact, it's easier to just leave them the same. But I will try my best to get videos up at the I'm aiming for 3, like I said. I'm aiming for 3 a week. At the very least, I'm going to try and get 1. So if you are interested in more, then please stick around. We've got so much very exciting stuff to come up with Lost Origin. But hey, if you're looking for a deck that is just as fun as Regigigas, just as strong, this one is pretty good. Don't know what it is. Can't remember the videos I've recorded. It's been a long time. But you should click that. Give that a click. Come on. Yeah, give it a click.